Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I am so excited to do because the day this video goes live, Tuesday, March 23rd, is a very special day. It is my birthday. So I like to do a Q&A on my birthday, so I'm just going to be doing a kind of like trying new makeup. I just did a Sephora haul recently. I can link it in the cards. I'm going to be using some of the products that I picked up there. So Urban Decay, Danessa Myricks, LYS Beauty. I have a little special sneak peek in this video also that I'm very excited but nervous to do, and I asked on my Instagram stories for some of your questions, so I'm just gonna be going through and answering some of them. But before we get started, I did want to say that there is a sponsor on this video. What a great birthday gift to have a sponsor on today's video. So today's video is sponsored by ShopTagger. You guys might know I have worked with ShopTagger in the past. If you have not heard of them, this has been one of my favorite shopping tools for the longest time. It is something that is free to use. I will have the link in the description box, and it is just going to be your shopping buddy when you shop online. So one of the first things that you're going to want to do, of course, is to create your link and then download the browser extension to your computer. This is really important because this is the way that you will be able to save products that you are interested in. This is the way that you will be able to scan websites for coupon codes, one of my favorite things to do. You can also download it to have it available on your computer and also your phone, so you never miss a deal. When something is back in stock, you can always be searching for the coupon code, or they do also offer cashback options at stores. So one of the first things that you were able to do is save products that you are interested in buying. You can save them to your list, and you can break down your list into different sections: beauty, home, tech, whatever it is that you're interested in. You can break it down into different lists. It will not only save that item so that you know that you're interested in it, especially with makeup. Sometimes I kind of forget my full wish list because it's usually quite large. You want to receive notifications when it goes on sale, which is great. I've said before, it's actually how I bought the camera that I film off of, my new Canon. I got it on sale because I got the alert and it was now on sale, so I bought my camera that way. So that's always really great. Or if products go out of stock and you really want to get it when it comes back in stock, you can also set to get an alert when it does come back in stock. And again, you can get push notifications to your phone or emails. Like I mentioned, one of my favorite parts of it is that it does run coupon codes on every website. So no matter where it is that you are checking out, as long as you have that browser extension, you can click the button and then it will scan for any coupon codes. I have been able to save more money that way, and it also just saves time from having to Google, like, does Target have a coupon today? And then, you know, all those like spammy sites that come up and the coupons don't actually work. They just want you to like click on their site and all these things. It just runs it right there on the website for you. It just takes a few seconds and then you can save some money. So I think that's wonderful. The newest feature that they introduced is cashback. So you can go once again on the ShopTagger app or website and you can see what sites are offering cashback. And then if you shop through them, you would just get cashback into your account, which is another huge perk. So I think that's really cool. And this is a free tool to use. It is a free download, a free website. I will have the link in my description box, of course, if you are interested in checking it out and you haven't yet. But I highly recommend them because it makes your online shopping so much easier, so much quicker. You can save some money. That link will be in my description box if you want to check it out. But other than that, let's hop into this Q&A and get some makeup on this face. I did pick this up in my Sephora haul, the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. I have the shade 41 Light Medium. So I'm first going to use one of my favorites, the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. The first questions that came in was, what has been the best year of my life? And I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb here. And I'm going to say that it is year 33 repeated. Guys don't know, I'm turning 34 today technically, but I'm not. I'm actually just turning 33 again, and I might turn 33 again next year because COVID has canceled all of our birthdays. I think it will be this year. I really do. I'm putting it out there that I think this next year is going to be the best one. And I'm going to work hard to make that a reality. The question is, what keeps you sane lately? I've had such a hard time dealing with my anxiety. Yes, I do also struggle with depression, anxiety, and especially throughout the year 2020 and into 21, it has just been like a roller coaster of emotions. Really focusing on myself has been a huge part of my past year. Taking time for self-care, I've really put a lot into that. Taking time for a morning routine. I used to never have a morning routine. It was like sleep as long as I could and then stumble into my office and start my day. And now I wake up earlier, I do a lot of journaling, I fill out a planner, I work out. I mean, I'm up for at least an hour, if not more, before I go into my office, and I just feel more prepared and ready for the day. I read a lot of books. I used to read pretty predominantly fiction, and I've delved into trying to read a nonfiction book like every other month, every 2 months or so. I listen to a lot of podcasts from people that I find inspiration from, and I feel like that has really helped me. And giving myself time to take breaks, I think, has been one of the biggest things from taking social media breaks. Taking care of myself physically, taking care of myself mentally, getting help, talking to people. Those are all little ways that I try to stay sane. I'm gonna use the sponge from the Hipdot and Peeps collection. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but it has like the little teeny tiny Peeps face. Felt like it matched my nails. I like that a lot. So I'm just gonna use some of this here. I have used this once so far and I did like it. It did give you quite a bit of coverage. With them saying it was a tinted moisturizer, I didn't think it was gonna be as much coverage, but it really does give quite a bit, and it is really glowy. So I do have more combo oily skin, so I was a little bit nervous about that, but it lasted pretty well throughout the day. I actually have a wear test up on my TikTok, which is by Samantha March. I did powder throughout the day, which is pretty common for me. I mean, with combo oily skin, I'm usually powdering, but I felt like it lasted really well. Like, it didn't break up easily. So far I've been enjoying this one from Urban Decay, but definitely I need to try it more than one time. So I do like the sponge a lot. It's nice and soft. I feel like that blended well, but you can see that it does give a nice amount of coverage without being, like, it's not heavy at all. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing a bunch of makeup. It doesn't like cake up anywhere. The shade is a touch too dark for me, which is fine because, I mean, I'm sure as the weather will warm up, my tan will start to come through. Use my Armani Power Fabric concealer because I feel like I'm almost out of this one. And I kind of, like, I want to use it up, but I don't want to use it up, but I kind of want to use it up because I never use up concealer. You know? How do you motivate yourself to keep going when depression and life are knocking you down? It's kind of piggybacking off of what I was saying before, is like giving myself a break. I feel like that's been one of the biggest things that I learned throughout 2020 and the pandemic, was that I needed to give myself breaks because I'm used to just like go all of the time. I have been self-employed for many years now, and there's kind of this constant fear of like, if you're not working, you're not making money. If you're not working, you're not doing good enough. If you're not working, no one is covering for you. I really learned in 2020 that it's okay to take a break and it's necessary to take a break. I really cherish, like, I'm filming this on a Friday. I'm so excited because Fridays are my nights where I try to log off at 8 p.m., which is considered early for me, do like an elongated skincare routine. And I get my gua sha out, and I get the jade roller out, and I put my robe on, and I put slippers on, and I like do the whole thing. And I'll watch episodes. I'm currently watching The Crown, and I'm gonna watch episodes of The Crown tonight, and I find myself looking forward to this so much. Definitely finding those moments I feel really helped me, and also learning to lean into being sad. Which might sound so strange, but I really had to learn how to like feel the emotions that I was feeling. I really had to learn that, and to understand how to process my emotions instead of like pushing everything down, to talking about things more and letting myself experience whatever pain or sadness. Really difficult in the beginning, and I had a lot of help, which was good. So that was definitely a learning experience also. So it sounds funny because I feel like when people say like, how do you stay motivated? And I'm answering with like taking breaks and taking care of myself. but that helps me then to be able to get to the other side, and I feel like get to the other side quicker instead of trying to ignore it and just keep pushing through, because that's how I used to be. Just keep going, just keep pushing through, ignore anything, ignore feelings, and all that would cause was worse pain. I feel like I've handled my depressive episodes so much better in 2020 and 2021, which sounds bizarre because I feel like they should be worse, but instead of constantly pushing myself and never giving myself a break, not taking care of myself, not eating well, not sleeping, all of these things, I've learned how to take care of myself better, which makes me be able to handle my mental health better, which helps me be able to stay motivated more. It's been a really challenging process to learn that. And you know, not the easiest at times, but I can now look back and reflect and know when I was really having a hard time in the summer, I really let myself have those days, and I could tell a huge difference from that season of what I was going through, and reflect on, you know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, going through hard times, and how much harder and longer and more debilitating it felt versus now when I can ask for help and go get it, which is huge, and admit I need help, but also just being kinder to myself. Game changer. So interesting seeing some of these questions that came in, and a lot of them were repeat questions. Even the questions that I've answered so far, I've seen a lot of repeat questions. Makes me so proud of my community, my audience that I built around me, and the insightful questions that are being asked. It just like makes me feel some ways. Another question is, what is your proudest moment since your last birthday? I think my proudest moment is, once again, I feel like I'm going to be talking a lot about like internally, but it's been such a huge part of my life and such a huge shift in my life, and I feel like it's my progress that I've made on myself. 100% is my proudest moment, and I wish I could put into words better how I feel. It's hard for me to talk about though, because I do get emotional often, even if it's like I'm not sad or whatever, like still talking about hard things, like you'll hear my, like I just choke up. I don't know why. I really appreciate it about myself, because I would like to be able to have like some longer, more in-depth conversations, but I cry and then people think I'm like sad, but I'm not. I'm just an empath and I'm very emotional. Sometimes bothers me, but I was saying I wish I could describe it better. I've had so much internal growth this past year, and I'm so proud of that, because it didn't just happen. I put a lot of work into it and a lot of time into it, and I'm really, really proud of that. Another question, has it ever truly bothered you that you have a sperm donor and not an actual dad, or no, because you're used to it? I had a few different questions come in like this also. So yes, so my biological father is a sperm donor, and you know, I didn't know until I was 23. I'll say that it bothered me at first just because I felt so different, and I've always felt so different. My backstory in my past is not the greatest. I've had a lot of really hard moments in life, and especially just growing up with people who just seem to have such a different upbringing, such a different family life, such a different financial life. I always felt out of place. When I found out, I was like, it's just another thing that makes me different. It's another thing that makes me weird. So that is what I was most bothered by. So now, as I'm turning 33 again, it's just interesting to look back and think of like the reasons it made me upset, because it made me different from people. And I feel really grateful for the internet, because I still don't know anybody in my real life who is from a sperm donor, but I know now a lot of people through online who have that same experience as me, and it makes me feel like I'm not the weirdest person. It makes me feel like I'm not the most different person, and that really means a lot. But I was also able to look at that situation and take it from this is all about me and I'm so weird, I'm so different. But now I can look at it as like, wow, how amazing that that's a part of my story. How amazing that my mom wanted another baby so badly, she went through that experience to be able to have me. I'm so loved. How amazing is it that I have a life and a career where I share my personal stories online and in books, and now I can share this part of me and I can connect with someone else who maybe feels weird and different and alone because they're from a sperm donor, even though it's more common these days versus in the 80s when I was conceived and born. But like, how amazing. That's how I can look at it now, and I feel really grateful for that. And also going back to like in my 20s and even like high school, college, 20s, I had this overwhelming desire to fit in, to be like everybody else, to look like everybody else, to dress like everybody else, to be interested in the same things everybody else was. And now I want to stand out. I want to be my own person. I'm unique in so many ways, and I now see all of these parts of my story not as it makes me so weird and so different and so out of place. Now I see it as it makes me unique, it makes me strong, it makes me individual, it makes me stand out. And now that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to shrink and hide away for so many years, and now I want to stand out. And I feel like that's such a beautiful thing, and I'm super grateful for that. So when it goes back to talking about the sperm donor, I'm no longer like feeling this need to like whisper about it and like shy away from it. It's a part of me. It's a part of how I freaking got here and am who I am. And so I think it's a really beautiful part of my story. So yeah. I'm gonna use from Danessa Myricks. This is the Color Fix Glaze. I haven't tried this yet, but I bought it because I really wanted to try it as blush. So I did powder my under eyes, but I haven't powdered the rest of my face yet because I do want to try this first. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. I got the shade Cupcake. I'm just gonna do a little bit like so, and then I'm gonna use my sponge again because I like to use my sponge for the liquid products, and I'm just gonna kind of take my time. Ooh, this looks really, ooh, okay. That might have been a lot. See, I like to put on my hand first so you can like kind of manipulate how much product you're gonna use, because I feel like, ooh, I feel like now I'm remembering someone told me to go light, and I'm like, oh dear, what have I done? What have I done? Okay, but we're just gonna try it. Another question is, what's your favorite vacation place? That's a great question. You know, I love traveling. I was a travel major in college. I have to travel tattooed onto my foot because I love traveling so much. Why is that so beautiful? Okay. Hi. I don't know if I would have like one favorite spot, because kind of my thing is like I always want to go somewhere different. I just would love the opportunity to be able to travel. Okay, this blush I will definitely say goes a long way, because like look at how much is still on my hand, but that's beautiful and it's going on so well. It's not picking up my other makeup, and it has this look at that like beautiful glow to it too. Oh, I'm like, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it a little heavy right now because I'm gonna do like bronzer and powder, and you know, blush kind of fades throughout the day. So I don't know, sometimes I put blush on and people are like, you need to blend your blush. I'm like, just wait. Just wait a second. The question is, what's your proudest piece of growth from the past year? So I've kind of touched on this quite a bit, but another thing too that I would say is like finding my voice and finding more confidence in myself. That's been a huge thing for me, and something that I'm also really proud of, and something that took a lot to learn. I would not describe me as confident in the past. I mean, I'm still working on it. Finding my voice, being able to stand up for myself, finding strength in myself, feeling more confident has been really huge for me. This question is, when will we get to see the newness come? I saw quite a few questions come through like this. Very soon. There might be some more sneak peeks, but also I would say watch tomorrow's Will I Buy It video. Watch tomorrow's Will I Buy It video. This question is, what's your next big and important goal or target? Can be both personal and professional. You know, professional, I wrote down a bunch of my goals the other day, and I have I have a lot of them. There's a lot I want to do, and I feel like within this next year, I really want to take things to another level. Like I'm ready to take things to a new level, and I'm ready to work really hard at it because I finally believe in myself. I think that's such a big thing. I finally believe in myself. I finally believe that I'm also not even just believe in myself, I believe I'm worthy of it. That's something that I didn't think for most of my life, that I was deserving of success or good things to happen to me, and I felt like I had to work so hard like just for like one piece of good karma to come back to me. I felt like I would have to put in 16-hour days and not make any money, and like I just had a different mindset. And now I believe. I feel like that sounds so weird, but like I believe in myself. I believe that I'm a good person, and I believe that good things should happen to me. And not just like, oh, I believe so things are gonna happen. Well, no, you believe and then you work for it, and then you go after it, and then you get it, and then you take risks, and then you go after new opportunities. Then you don't say no. Then you work a little bit harder. But you have to believe in yourself first. And now I do. So I'm going to use the LYS Bronzer. I have the shade Medium. And I'm going to use a Sigma F36 to just kind of like sweep this on. Usually I do bronzer first, but with it being a liquid blush, I wanted to do that first. Personal, you know, is to keep this energy. Keep this energy up because it's hard. I will say, every single morning, I mean, I wake up at 5:30, 6 a.m., maybe 6:30, and I spend the first 30 minutes with no phone, in my bed, with a journal, with a planner, writing things down, thinking big, pushing. And it sounds weird, like I feel like people will be like, oh wow, so you sit in bed for 30 minutes and you write things down, like how exhausting for you. You do that every single day. Every single day you do that. Every single day you push your mind to think bigger. Every single day you push yourself to have bigger thoughts. Every single day you push yourself to believe in yourself. It's hard. And if you don't think it is, you try it and you tell me how it goes. Because when I would hear people say things like that, and I would listen to these podcasts and I would read these books, and I would hear other entrepreneurs talking about their morning routines and what they did, and their journaling and their planning and their manifesting and their all of these things, I was like, yeah, okay, so that probably takes like 5 minutes of your day. Wow, neat. No, it doesn't. I want to keep creating a life that I'm not only proud of, but that I enjoy living so much, because it's been really huge for me. Okay, so I feel like I really got out of control with the bronzer, which is, it's not shocking. It's also a little bit dark for me, the medium shade is. So I'm just gonna come back with my sponge and kind of tap over everything and try to bring us back, try to reel us in a little bit. But I am also gonna do some powder, which I think will help also. So nobody panic. I'm not panicking. I'm panicking slightly, but I'm not panicking too much. But I'm gonna use my Nikkia Joy Powder and we're gonna bring it back. And if it doesn't work out, I just go wash my face and we'll start over. It's fine. A question, any recommendations for someone now starting in social media? Thank you. It's really nice of you to say thank you. I feel like kind of my advice with social media right now is go for it. I feel like back in the day, so I started in 09. So I started blogging in 09. A lot of change and growth and evolution in social media. I feel like back in the day, I would like try to be more detailed and like, I feel like this and that and this. I feel like right now it's just starting. Like you just got to get started, because things are really now constantly changing with social media. And the more that you wait, just the more that they're going to change. So like, why not just start? If you just keep waiting, things are just going to keep changing, and you might as well just jump in and start to try to figure things out. What is your top pick favorite wine? Thank you so much for asking that. You know, I think it would be Stella Rosa Moscato d'Asti. Yeah, Stella Rosa Moscato d'Asti. That is my favorite wine. I love the Stella Rosa wines. I'm really not a wine snob. I like sweet wines. I like Moscato d'Asti, great for me. I really don't care if that makes me like uncultured. Like I have so many people I know that are like, red wine is everything. And I'm like, cool, drink it then. I'll drink what I want to drink and we'll all be happy. I also really like Stella Rosa because a lot of their wines are a low alcohol percentage. So I feel like I can have 2 glasses of wine and like still continue working and I'm good. So I really like them for that reason, which might be a little backwards for some people, but I enjoy it and I don't feel terrible. So like, I feel like that's a win-win situation to me. How are you and Aries doing? And how old is she? Thank you for asking about Aries. We are doing well. This is where I'm gonna leave my face for now. I still don't feel it's like quite 100%, but I feel like we're bringing it back. So like, it's fine, we're just gonna keep rolling. And I'm gonna do my brows on camera because I did pick up the new Huda Beauty Balm Brows of the shade Light Brown. So I'm gonna try to do my brows while talking, which is very difficult for me, but I haven't used this pencil yet, so I really wanna try it out. We're doing well. You know, we're hoping the weather warms up because we had like a week there where it was really nice weather and we were getting outside and we were walking and we were thriving and we were living our best lives, and then it snowed. And it hasn't warmed up yet again. So we're hoping that day comes and we can get outside again because we love being outside. We love being in nature. We love going for walks and hikes and to the lake, and we're ready for that to happen again. And Aries is 7. She will be 8 in September, which is just like beyond wild to me because she like literally people meet her and ask, how old is your puppy? And I'm like, she's 7.5. She has so much energy. This is like the smallest brow pencil ever. So this, I don't know, this might take a hot second. We'll see. Ooh, this question is, what is your Myers-Briggs type? I meant to do this. I saw this question come through and I even put it on my list to do it and then I forgot. Okay, wait, I'm gonna go take it right now. Does it take a long time? I feel like I've done it before, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So I'm gonna do it again. BRB. Okay, I did it. I don't think this is the same as the last time I took it, which the last time I took it might have been last year or even before. But right now it's saying ISFJ. Okay. And one of the like main things that popped up, it said, true altruist, meeting kindness with kindness in excess, and engaging the work and people they believe in with enthusiasm and generosity. So there we go. I really like this next question. What is your favorite Slipknot song? That cracked me up. You know, I think Psychosocial is just fun. It's just a fun song. I really did like Unsainted when it came out. I listened to it on repeat forever. People are often surprised at the music that I like, but Slipknot, they're also an Iowa band. Like, hello, hello, hello. Oh, this next question is from a fellow Iowan also. Would you ever move out of Iowa? If so, where? Yes, yes I would. I'm really not a fan of the weather. I'm just not. And as someone who, I also struggle with seasonal depression. So I could definitely see myself living in a warmer climate someday where I don't have to know I'm going to struggle with depression half of the year. I think that would be pretty major. I don't know if these are the best brows I've ever done, and probably part of it is like I'm talking and like trying to be aware of the camera, but I don't think they're too bad, and I don't feel like it took too long to do them. They almost give me a more like feathery type of brow, which again might just me like kind of like being in a hurry and on camera-ish, but I don't mind them. I don't mind the color. It had a little bit more red in it than I think I was expecting. Question, are you interested in launching your own makeup line? No, I'm really not. I really have no interest in starting my own brand that's focused on makeup. I'm gonna spray my face with some of my all-nighter. I noticed you are a Packer fan. Are you from Wisconsin originally or just raised a Packer fan? Just raised a Packer fan. My mom is a Packer fan. My mom is a Cubs fan. So I am gonna do my eyes next, and I actually cannot share yet what I'm putting on my eyes, but I will share that I'm using this brush set that's available today. This is from Sigma Beauty. This is their deluxe blending brush set. I'm actually washing my brushes today also as I'm filming this. So this set is available now on the Sigma website. I'm so hyped for this. I am a Sigma affiliate. My code is Samantha. let's create an eye look. Look on TikTok and it was super beautiful, but it's like a pretty blank lid, but just with like some sparkle and then a really dramatic lower lash line. I don't know. I'm gonna try something along those lines. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. And is, how has your mental health been lately? You know, not great. You know, definitely some days are better than others and some days are just not good at all, but it's definitely been kind of like up and down this year. But yeah, you know, just doing the best that I can. At the time that I filmed this, I'm okay. I'm working on being okay. Mauve is just such a pretty eyeshadow color. One could say it's a favorite of mine. The question is, what made you decide to start being a beauty influencer after being an author? So I started out in social media as what you would consider an influencer. I started as a blogger. So I started Chick Lit Plus in 2009. It's my blog that is still up and running now. So that was how my career in social started. I published my first book in 2011, but then kind of from there, it just was evolving with the times. Like I said earlier, how social media is always changing. I did not want to venture outside of my blog. You know, I had Facebook and then I got Twitter, but even when Instagram started, I was like, why do I need an Instagram? All of this is on my blog. Why do I need this? Why do I need YouTube? Everything that you need is on my blog. But what was changing was the way that we wanted to get our information. So it was just kind of the evolution of social media that pushed me into other platforms because I wanted to continue what I was doing, and I love reviewing products and I love talking about the things that I'm interested in. It was just I needed to shift my focus to where people were now wanting to get their information. A few questions like this: how do you stay so inspired? I'm having a hard time getting off the ground myself. I feel like I stay inspired because I love what I do. It is a passion of mine, and I feel really happy doing the work that I do because I enjoy it so much. But also a way that I stay inspired is that I surround myself with those who inspire me. And I don't mean physically, but I mean the books that I read, the podcasts that I listen to, the YouTube videos that I watch. I surround myself by those who inspire me. I take time every single day to listen or read something that will inspire me. I just think it's so huge, those that you bring into your life and those that you bring around you. And I don't just mean your family and friends, but what do you watch? What do you listen to? Who do you follow on social media? Are you following those who inspire you? Are you following those who make you feel bad about yourself? So I also, you know, went through and had to clean up who I was following and what videos I was watching because I needed to shift the kind of energy that I was bringing into my life. Any goals you made as a teen that you've accomplished or that have stuck with you? Definitely publishing books was a huge goal of mine, so now to have 8 out there, I feel really proud of that. The fact that I was able to buy a house in my 20s and then we bought this house, I'm really proud of that because having a home is something that I've not always had. So that was really important to me. So having my own business, I always knew that I wanted to own my own business and be my own boss. I went to school for entrepreneurship. Bachelor's degrees in business and entrepreneurship. My associate's is in travel. Another question is bucket list. How many things checked off? How many do you add each year? Yes. I've definitely had I have a travel bucket list that I started when I was like 11 years old, I'm pretty sure. So I have that one. I like to create bucket lists for like different things. So I'm planning to definitely make like a post-pandemic bucket list for sure. And oh my god, I just got really excited about this. Your ideal birthday be like? Ideal birthday would definitely be like traveling somewhere really special, like having like a week to be able to travel somewhere really special and just make memories, have experiences. That's kind of my biggest thing. I'm much more into like if someone's going to give me a gift, I would rather it be like, let's go do something together versus like, here, I bought you this bag or these shoes or whatever it may be. So like I love doing things. I love, you know, I love sports, so I love going to like sporting events, you know, concerts, all the things that we can't do. So that would really be ideal. Lots of good food and like dancing. Oh my gosh. That would be totally ideal. I rewatched your makeup debt series. Could you do an update or how have you made progress? Yeah, so it was about last year, maybe a little bit over a year ago. I made a video about makeup and mindset, and I really did go pretty personal into what it was like to start a YouTube channel and how much money it costs. There's like some weird perception of like if you're a YouTuber, you all of a sudden just make millions of dollars and have this like over the top lifestyle, and it's very confusing to me because are there influencers out there like that? Yes, but it's a very, very small percentage when you think of how many people are running YouTube channels. And when I started YouTube in 2015, that's what I saw too. And I just, I felt like I had to keep up so much with the other YouTubers that were always talking about new releases and showing them and doing these huge hauls. And that's what was really popular at the time. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I put myself into a huge amount of debt starting this YouTube channel and then was trying to get out of it. And it was very, very difficult. And as someone who does not come from a stable financial background, it was like so horrifying to me that I had started to get like life on track when it came to financials. And then I ruined it all because I wanted this YouTube channel. Like it was very, very sad for me. And so I really focused, and I mean, I really, really focused on getting my financial life together. It's been another really big aspect of this past year and beyond for me, was getting that together. And I will say once again, a big part of this came from like a mindset shift. I don't know why I cannot say that. I couldn't say it the other day on a podcast either. A mindset shift. I was scrolling through the TikTok one day, and someone had created a video talking about your mindset around money. And they said if you grew up, you know, without it, or with really negative connotations around money, or that money is really hard to get or keep, that's often the mindset that you then have as an adult. And truly that kind of stopped me in my tracks because, you know, like I said, like we did not have money growing up. We struggled all of the time. I had a phone call come through, so let me try to think where I was at there. But I think I was talking about how that really resonated with me because of how I grew up. And I always thought like money was always this really mysterious thing to me because I was like, I don't understand how to get it. I don't understand how to keep it. I don't understand how to manage it. I don't understand how to grow it. And I think a lot of it stemmed from truly like childhood and being a teenager and even into adulthood. And when I decided to look at money in a different way, I feel like things really started to change when I started to kind of release the fear that I had around money. It's kind of hard to describe, again, without taking like too much time, but I just started to focus on it in a different way. And instead of being fearful of it and thinking like I can let money control me, I decided to look at it in a new light. And once again, going back to like, I'm deserving of money. Like I'm deserving of being able to pay my bills. I'm deserving of being able to buy groceries, because there was a point in my life where I could not do that. So I just started to change my mindset around it, and I feel like that also really helped me. I started to, like, I took online classes of like how to manage money, how to invest money. Investing was something that I was really interested in because I had no savings account. I had no 401k. You don't get a 401k when you're an entrepreneur or a YouTuber or a small business owner. You don't have, you know, someone contributing to a 401k on your own. You have to do that yourself. And I didn't, because I was too afraid, and I thought, well, I'm not gonna understand, and money is so complicated, and money is this and that. So guess what I did? I enrolled in online courses so I could learn about it, so I could figure it out. Like, that's what you have to do when you're upset with something in your life. You have to figure out how you can change it, and then you have to actually make those changes for yourself. So I'm still a little bit confused, quite honestly, but I'm trying to learn, and I have a day every single month where that's what I do. That's my focus of that day, is on financials, is on the stock market, is on my 401k. I started a 401k. I have a financial advisor. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for that one day a month. I take several hours and immerse myself in trying to learn. And I'm really happy about that. I'm proud of that, and I'm proud to not let money hold me back anymore, and that I have a different viewpoint. Like, I used to take pride in saying, like, I work for free. Why? Why? Who wants to work for free? Who can work for free? The amount of times that it was like, oh, I worked for 3 years without a paycheck. Sure, whatever, great. That means that you really know that you love what you do, and that's amazing. But I don't need to work for free my whole life. And for some reason, there's this weird thing around creatives of like, we should be expected to work for free because we just love our job so much. I know plenty of teachers that love their job and they don't work for free. I know freaking accountants that love their job and they don't work for free, okay? An accountant. I know a lot of people who chose their profession because they love it so much and they don't work for free and they don't expect to work for free. So I was like, why am I doing this to myself? It's just odd. It is just so odd. So I feel like I'm making great strides, not necessarily as in like, oh, my bank account is so big, but I'm making great strides in here. Once again, it's coming from internally. And, you know, having a savings account, well, now I don't because I'm working on something else, but you know, I had a savings account for a little bit. And then I got to put it towards something that I'm also really passionate about and that I can share soon. But having a 401k, huge. I have some stocks, huge. I have someone who I can go to for help, huge, like huge. So yeah, I'm definitely on the road to improvement. We're not fully there yet, but we are on the road to improvement. I just threw my brush. If my lower lash looks anything like hers, like I need to learn how to do a lower lash better, but I like the colors. I have a hard time juggling writing and YouTube. Yeah, I definitely struggle to balance everything that I do, especially when it comes to YouTube. It's like, it's not just YouTube and the filming and the editing part. I mean, emails are insane. Something like keeping up with comments and messages, you know, posting regularly to Instagram, posting regularly to TikTok, posting regularly to Twitter. I have a newsletter. I have a blog that I'm regularly writing for and doing book reviews for. I have a podcast that I'm regularly trying to put out episodes for. And, you know, it's definitely a lot. And I definitely, you know, struggle with time management and balancing everything that I can throughout the day. And, yeah, and then add in writing in there and planning and marketing and covers and just all of that. It's definitely a lot, and I've been struggling with writing my 9th book, not just only through like everything that happened this year, because I started writing that book in February of 2020. Then March happened and like it felt like everything fell apart, and it's been so hard to kind of immerse myself in a world where this life doesn't exist and a pandemic doesn't exist, and it's just like an interesting dynamic. But also some of these things in this next book are very, very personal to my own journey that I've taken this last year, and it's been a little bit tough for me to write this full story. So yeah, I feel like this is most definitely going to be the worst first draft I've ever written, and I just want to get it. It's almost done. At the time that I'm filming, I literally have the next day blocked out to finish the book. So like, I'm putting it out there that I did finish my book. The day after this, I finished the first draft, and it's going to go out to the beta readers, and I'm literally going to say to them, this is the worst first draft you will ever see from me. But I'll be really curious to get their insight and their feedback, and start to do the rewrites and create a better second draft, and then hopefully a better, you know, third draft, and then get it off to editing. So, but yeah, it's definitely a struggle because there's so much to do, and I think sometimes people might think it's just like a little piece of what we do, because you know, you see publicly this YouTube video or that Instagram post, but everything that goes on behind the scenes, and you're constantly learning and changing, and you're learning new ways to edit, and you're learning new ways to take photos, and you're learning new ways of lighting, and you're learning new ways. You're constantly evolving. There's no part of a job on social media, and a lot of jobs, but especially in social media, of how fast things move and how fast things change and how trends come and go. You can never just sit back and be like, ah, I got everything planned, I got everything figured out, because it's going to change like that, and you have to keep changing with the times, or else, you know, like I was mentioning with my blog, you're just gonna get lost in the shuffle. Is this where you saw yourself in life 10 years ago? Anything you'd still like to accomplish? I think there's definitely still a lot of things that I would like to accomplish, both personally and professionally. I don't feel like I've hit any sort of like peak in life by any means. But 10 years ago, so, you know, I would have already have started my blog. I would have just been publishing my first book. So I do think that I would have still seen myself in social media and still publishing books and still finding ways to connect with people. That's something that I've wanted to do since I was a young girl, is find ways to connect with people who not only have the same interests in me and the same passions as me, but people who have been through the same situations as me, and we can help each other and learn from one another. Honestly, I think if 23-year-old Samantha, 24-year-old Samantha could be looking in right now and seeing this life, she would be so incredibly proud. And I wish there would have been a way for 24-year-old Samantha to see that this is the life that she created. I did this. No one did it for me. Not only did I not have handouts to accept, I know that I wouldn't have accepted handouts. I created this life. I'm incredibly proud of it. Added lashes, I had such a struggle with my left lash. I had to take it off. I had lash glue everywhere. I pretty much had to redo my eye makeup. Sometimes doing lashes is very, very stressful, but we got them on. So face and eyes are done. I'm just gonna move on to my lips. I'm gonna line my lips with Beeper from Colourpop. Another question is, how many siblings do you have? I have two. I have a brother and a sister. What is the first trip you would take if everything went back to normal? I think I would just travel to see like friends and family. Like that's what would be so exciting for me. And then like planning like a big trip, but just seeing people again would be great. What is one thing you do for yourself on or around your birthday? This person said, I buy a $20 lotto ticket. I love that. You know, I kind of go back to like trying to do like a memory, or like trying to like book a trip or something like that. Recently, I feel like I don't do it as much. I need to get back into the groove of that, of like celebrating myself. So I don't know if you guys have any good ideas of like what to do for a birthday celebration. I need to plan something special for today. I added on a gloss that I think looks really pretty. I'll just finish up with a few questions here, because again, a lot of these were kind of like the repeat questions of what like the underlying theme of this video. I feel really, really proud of this video. This is gonna be one of the proudest videos I'm putting out, quite honestly. You strike a balance of being positive and kind while leaving space for the messiness of life. You know, I saw this question come through and I thought it was a really good, like these questions are so great. I feel like for me, I wish I had a more insightful way to answer this, especially when it comes to sharing. I guess one thing I thought of this was like sharing stuff online. Like, yes, I share about being positive and staying motivated and living inspired, while at the same time saying my mental health is bad today. I'm depressed today. I can't get out of bed today. I can't stop crying today. I share photos of me midst breakdown. And that just comes naturally to me because I feel like that is just life. There are positive moments in life, and there are not so positive moments in life. So when I think about sharing my life on the internet, it's also something I've been doing, again, since 2009. It comes very naturally to me these days. Sometimes I probably overshare, and you probably don't have to see at least one meal a day that I'm eating, but it's just so natural for me to share that. When it comes to just life and understanding that I can see the positives in things. I tend to always see the positive outlook, and I love that about myself. But I do also understand that life is hard. I have been through things, especially as a child, that no child should have to go through. And I grew up really fast because of that. So that's always been a part of my backbone. That's always been a part of my story, is understanding. I've seen people do really bad things. I've had really bad things done to me. At the same time, being able to keep a positive demeanor is something that I'm really, really proud of. And I don't know if I have a good way of saying I've been able to strike a balance this way, except a lot of working on myself. I've been in and out of therapy since I was 11 years old, and I will continue to be in and out of therapy probably the rest of my life. And that's great. I think that's wonderful. But also taking the time to work on myself further. Again, podcasts, videos, people I follow, books I read, putting the work in online, taking even something like the personality test, having this kind of hunger for constantly improving. That's something that is really important to me. I feel like I'm kind of all over the place with this answer, but I always have this need to be improving and learning and pushing myself, and I feel like that kind of helps me strike a balance. Okay, I'm gonna end it with this question because I thought this was a really beautiful question. Do you even know how much of an impact you've had on your #SamSquad? My social media career and seeing the impact I have on people is by far one of the most rewarding parts of my life. From writing books and having readers message me about what they took away, and being in similar situations to the characters that I write, was truly life-changing for me. I get comments from people who have said that my story resonates with them, or I've inspired them because of this or that. When I ran a Healthy Habits challenge in 2019, and we created these daily calendars, that people still fill them out. I still create them. I put them in my Facebook group. I put them on my blog. That people still print out these calendars and write down one healthy habit that they can do a day is an incredible feeling. To see a question like that really means a lot to me. To read the messages and comments that come in really means a lot to me. Last year has been one of the hardest seasons of my life, and not just because of the pandemic, but I really credit a lot of this confidence and this desire to be my best person because of the community around me. When I started talking about how to be your best self and how to create a life you love, I was also doing that for me because I was not living the life that I loved. And I wanted to do something about it. And I thought, why not take this publicly and see if anyone wants to do it with me? And to have people rally around that small idea like they did has been life-changing. Because I started to believe that I really could create this life. Because other people were doing it with me and we were cheering each other on and we were checking in with each other, I thought, I can do this. So I hope you know, if you are watching what is probably an extremely long video, if you've watched any of my videos or supported me on any of my platforms or supported my books or listened to my podcast, that you've had a part in this journey that I feel so incredibly thankful for. So many of you inspire me, and I'm so grateful for this community and the support and this career. And like I said in the beginning of this video 3 hours earlier, I do feel like this next year is going to be the best year. And it's because of so many of you who have given me these opportunities and made me believe in myself again. So I'm incredibly grateful for that. And if I have had an impact on your life in any way, I'm so glad. I'm so grateful. So that is it for my birthday Q&A. I'm really proud of this video. I'm really proud of the questions that came in. I'm really proud of my answers, and I'm really proud of myself. I'm very excited to see what 33.2 holds for me. I have a feeling it's going to be a great year. Stay tuned for some exciting things. I really like the way that this look came out. I will link most of the products in my description box, and you will be seeing the rest very soon. If you enjoyed seeing me get this look right here, I hope you enjoyed hearing some of my answers. I would love to read your comments, of course. They are going to be linked down below. Don't forget to check them out. If you don't have them yet, I highly recommend that you get them because they're a great online shopping tool, one that I use. So again, that will be linked down below. Other than that, that is it. If you enjoyed this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video.